Welcome back to Strength Cultures Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Are you feeling frustrated with your training? You feel like you need direction, you need a program, but you're not ready to jump into online coaching and hire a coach. You're just looking for more programming and more structure so that you can move towards your goals. I believe the Strength Cultures training app is going to be your best bet. With the code MONTH1, you can get your first month of programming and education for just $29. This app is filled with programs written by our elite coaches here at Strength Culture, alongside a bunch of educational content for training, nutrition, and anatomy to make sure that you're moving forward towards your goals in the most efficient way possible. Again, you can use the code MONTH1 to save 50% or about $30 off your first month of programming through the app, and you'll find it in the first link down below. Welcome back to Melbourne Strength Cultures Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. We've got our second guest for the year. We've got Meg KAE.
Hello.
Welcome. Up from Queensland, come down for the ProRaw event, obviously heavily connected with the Zero team.
Yes,
welcome to Melbourne.
thank you so much.
Where are you staying?
We're staying in Paran.
Paran.
Is that correct?
The coffee snob central.
Paran.
Damn it.
Man, that spelling's weird.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of...
My dad grew up there.
Yeah, it's Ran.
The drive over was odd. Like we passed maybe 3 gypsies. Like there was one chick doing like hula hooping on the street, and then was like someone juggling.
When you say a gypsy, what do you
in Paran?
Yiftos?
Like
That's a great word. That's a great word.
On the way here, on the roads. You know how there's usually people that'll clean the windscreens and stuff?
Yeah.
They didn't have any of those. They had people juggling and hula hooping.
And they want money.
Yeah, but on the way to here, like probably your drive to work.
Melbourne's trendy like that. You know?
We're a bit hipsters.
Hula hoops, you know.
Yeah.
It is. Charlie's got a hula hoop.
I got a hula hoop. I go Warrigal Road sometimes.
Yeah, everyone's talking about lateral flexion with their core training. Just break out the hula hoop. Easy.
Were they getting any business? Was anyone supporting
There was
them?
a guy that hopped out of his car, gave her a $2 coin and was like, I can show you how it's done. And
God.
Thomas and I were like, what's going on? Yeah, it's been an interesting morning. We got up at like 4:15 to make the flight. And I'm really not good with flying. Like I just get so unwell. So I popped my little nausea wafer, like went to sleep, and then I woke up and I was here and I was a little bit
you slept
late.
the whole way? That's all right.
I slept the whole way.
That's pretty good. Do you, when you say you're not good in flying, is it motion sickness? You get anxious? Like what's?
It's the motion sickness. It's so bad to the point where so I've got this water bottle, and this is from the airport. And when I think about the fact that it's from the airport, I feel nauseous because of the connection to the airport. Like my mind, like I just get sick when I get to the airport.
Yeah. I think I want to die when I get to the airport.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand?
Yeah,
Because people are like, what's...
You said yours is like more as you've come into age a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, I started getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just more fearful.
But-
I get it as well.
Oh,
Really?
it's not motion sickness.
No,
You're
mine's not
scared.
spewy. Yeah, but that's my association with the airport.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just...
Maybe I'd rather be spewy.
No, you don't. It's debilitating.
The fear of death is as well. No, I'm joking. That's a joke.
It is what it is.
Hey, I was listening to they spoke about this on Flagrant as well, and I was like, that's me. They're like, Kash Singh, he goes, as I've gotten older, he goes, every time I hop on the plane, he goes, this could be the one. This could be the one that goes down.
No,
and
for
I
sure,
feel like
could be.
I've started to get that too. I'm like, this could be the one.
Meg's going to drive home
Never-
on Monday.
That's it, yeah.
When we
take the 3 days.
when we were leaving
Queensland.
Hamilton, the airport's the shortest runway they've got, I think, maybe in this side of the world.
Yeah.
A really short runway. And Thomas was like hoping and praying that we might make it into the water because one, you're going to be fine. Like it's like the shortest runway. And then we get paid out for the rest of our life. And he was like, the whole time.
And they've got inflatable slides as well.
They do?
Yeah, apparently.
On the
okay.
plane. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Hamish
to
and
get-
Andy.
Oh,
did
yeah,
get out.
yeah.
You just get out in the inflatable slide.
That's it.
That
Could have made it.
Could be a fun time.
Well, the good thing is you didn't crash.
Yes.
On either of them.
No,
There
yeah.
hasn't been one. in
Maybe the next one,
Australia
though.
Maybe.
yet. Maybe the next one.
Yeah, so are you excited for ProRaw? Because I
I'm
know
excited.
you've competed, but
Yeah.
what is your view on just powerlifting as a whole?
Optimistic.
Yeah?
Optimistic. I love it. I love the sport. I don't have any allegiance to any kind of like federation or anything.
Have you been to a ProRaw before?
Yeah, I went last year, and I like to do this thing where I just make like buddies with someone I know is in a place of superiority. And I met Emad.
Thomas?
I met Emad for the first time and I was like, hello,
Yeah.
can I ref? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so
nice.
I ref for a couple of hours on the
Yeah.
first day. That was good. And it was a spectacle. Like I've been told it's different to what it used to be like when it was at the Arnold, which I'd never seen. But I really loved it. I thought it was amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think do you think it's a bit too much, ProRaw? Do you think like there's too many people, it's too big, the music, like is
overstimulated.
It's tough.
Overstimulated?
It's definitely tough on the athletes.
Yeah.
But from a spectator point of view, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you do a ProRaw?
No.
No?
My comeback will be like I'm hoping 0 Pro later this year, or maybe something small like a Christmas comp.
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
Yeah. When was the last time you competed?
Not last year. The year before that, December. So I had this hip thing happen then after that comp. So I've been nursing it for a while and just like bodybuilding heaps since then. But I feel like this year's the year.
Just crushing bodybuildings.
Yeah.
And hectic eats.
And
one leg
hectic.
pendulum squats.
Oh yeah, that's all you. Best thing ever.
Yeah, I gave up on them after like 2.5
Did you really?
weeks. Yeah, they're so hard.
The trick is only do like 1 to 2 sets. Otherwise, mentally you have to tap out.
Oh,
because
no,
they're
don't worry. I capped them with 1 set.
And then
We'll see.
But it's a hard set.
It's a hard set.
Is it?
Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's done.
I
That's
love
all right.
that.
We'll test out this pendulum because you're doing it without the counterweight now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's strong.
Like-
What are you doing at the moment?
I haven't done them.
I thought you had them in your blood.
I did, and then I kind of stopped.
I thought you've been doing pendulums.
We're really
I've been
mentally
doing
strong.
pendulums, like two.
normal pendulums.
Are you all training for that? What's it called? Like the run, pull,
Push, pull, run.
Yeah.
Nice that you're following that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I watch it all. Yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
I'm into it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
If you could call it I do training, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. You're making the comeback. It's happening.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something that we're just throwing in to keep things spicy, spice things up a little bit.
That sounds fun.
It can sometimes, I don't know. Do you feel the burnout with training? Like obviously you used to do bodybuilding. I don't think you ever did the comp, did you?
No, I was like maybe 1.5 months out from it. That was the year of COVID.
Yeah.
So no.
COVID stopped it.
Yeah. Oh no. Like let's be real. It was me. I was like, I can't do this. I love food too much. But yeah, COVID.
Also, it was the eating more than anything.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many-
I think so.
What was the calories? What did the calories come?
It
down
wasn't
to?
bad. It was 1,600. But if I can't
typical.
express how much I love food.
Yeah.
Like it was too much.
Love a hectic
powerlifting.
eats.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do a bodybuilding comp.
You were going to. It was
Yeah,
just your.
about 3.5
It was just your lip.
And then I had that realization too.
I
Then
reckon
I took a Smith machine to the ankle.
His
Yeah.
subconscious
My subconscious always knew.
broke his ankle.
Yeah,
Do you wonder?
To stop him doing it.
yeah, I broke my ankle on
Yeah,
purpose
he-
because I wanted to get out of the bodybuilding comp.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, that's it.
Subconsciously, his body broke.
Yeah, if it wasn't the Smith machine, I had like 15 flights booked over the next couple of weeks. I was
One of
just
them
hoping
would've
for
got
it.
ya.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
One of them would have gone.
Maybe one day.
So yours was the eating though, 1,600 calories. I feel like that's not.
That's not that low. Because I work with athletes in the past, and I guess I've made friends on the Gold Coast who have competed. That's really not that low.
Yeah.
For someone that's getting close to a competition.
How far out were you?
Okay, so it was meant to be September, and I think I pulled the pin at like July, probably June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
So it's
normally
a couple
eat at though? Like, what's your normal sort of maintenance / surplus?
When I was tracking, it was about 27, 28. And I'd say now, because I'll do it like a couple times a week just to see where I'm at, it's a lot lower, like maybe 2,500 on a good day.
1,600 is still a significant. It's like nearly 1,000, 1,200 calories lower. So over the course of weeks,
Yeah.
that appetite.
I just did it for too long, the dieting thing. I don't think I want to diet like, ever again.
I was going to
For
say,
a
do you
single
have any desire to jump back into that?
No. If it was to make weight for a competition, for sure,
Yeah.
that serves a different purpose, but otherwise, not really.
Yeah, not at
Yeah.
all.
I'm
Do
done with that one.
you like any of your clients that are coming on board? Are most of them more strength focused, or are there other ones that are like pushing towards more of that like
They're-
physique style and
It's a little bit of
like
both.
competition in physique?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I would say half of the time people can recognize that I really just like the performance strength based attributes of this lifestyle. But then I'd say Gen Pop mostly start training. Anyone starts training to look better, right?
Absolutely.
Like go into the gym to look better. So there are still people that will approach me for fat loss, which I'm 100% happy to help with. And I can get passionate about it too, but I think my passion really lies in someone who comes to me and they're like, hi, I really want to put on weight. Like that blows my mind. I feel like most coaches, or at least the ones in our circles and sort of that direction, has more of a pull for sure. Yeah.
They're definitely
fat loss.
Yeah, no, just like performance-based training, like eat to perform, don't like,
Yeah, and then you get the benefits of body composition change anyway.
You do,
like, you're just spinning your wheels and the deficit.
But without like resentment or anything or feeling like it's, killing you.
That's what makes it fun. Not this, it's a hamster on a wheel just chasing this, when I get shredded, it's like,
I'll feel better.
It's like, I probably feel worse, and training will suck too. So.
Yeah, well, that's the answer to your question when you're like, do you ever get burnt out? I don't, because none of it is like I feel forced to be, needing to maintain a certain body composition. Like maybe in the past I would have gotten burnt out by training, but I genuinely don't do it for that now. Yeah. So never. I'm always keen for it.
It's more all encompassing now. And it's a lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those taglines. It's a lifestyle. Have you ever had to turn anyone away from bodybuilding?
I've had to ask clients to reach out to a different coach for nutrition coaching. Yeah. Because I don't have it in me to be like, I've got to cut your calories again. I don't. But training, I'll train anyone. Yeah.
Were you self-coached into your?
No, I had a coach, a bodybuilding coach, and I met him through the old gym I used to work at. I used to work at a powerlifting or like a strength gym called Hold Your Own, and that's how I first discovered.
Was that green?
Yeah. That's how I discovered powerlifting, like years ago. Nathan Wallace.
And
Sophie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my previous boss.
Goodowin.
Paran.
Goodland. Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, it was all in there. The piece is green, Nathan, and then half a last name.
Have you been there? Is that how you know?
I never have. No, I just remember seeing that.
Yeah.
He was
he was smashing powerlifting and bodybuilding at the same time.
Yeah.
He was swapping between.
He used to go head to head with Aaron Curtis, I think.
Yeah.
I think they were the two sort of like.
Yeah, they were like the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he didn't coin power building, but I kind of like picked that up from him, and I was like, oh yeah,
he was one of the early adopters.
I can do a bit of this and a bit of that. Yeah,
ahead of the curve, so to speak. Yeah. So that's where you started your more powerlifting style.
That's it.
Or that's where your endeavor. Yeah. And how did you end up at that gym?
So when I first got into training and was really into bodybuilding, so I admired Sophie a lot. She put a call out and was like, hey, I need a model for a random photo shoot. It was a recipe book or something like that. And I was like, I'll do it. Do the photo shoot. That was it. It was meant to be a one-day job because I was at uni then. And we're in the car and we got to talking and I told her I was studying public relations. And she's like, oh, I need someone in my PR department. Do you want to work for me? And that was it. Like I just started working for her. Nice. 2 weeks later, finished off my degree and stuff, but just stayed on after I graduated.
Yeah. Were you studying PR?
Yep. Studying PR, studying marketing.
Yeah.
And then I just became like digital marketing / coordinator when I finished uni. Yeah. So
and now it all rolls into what you're doing now.
That's it.
And here we go.
Lots of first-hand experience.
Was that where you wanted to start working? Like, was that not like that exact gym or whatever, but did you see yourself like at uni, like I'm interested in health and fitness.
Yeah.
I want to become like a social media sort of manager of some capacity in the space.
Not particularly social media. I was really interested in the behind the scenes stuff. So when I was working there, we would do lots of blog writing, recipe writing, content creation type stuff. And I was more than happy to be behind the camera, whereas obviously she's the face to all of the things.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And even with that job, like you're contractually obliged not to try and pursue social media. I guess it's like a conflict of interest. So I wasn't really able to do that until I left like 5-6 years later anyway. So it didn't cross my mind then.
So you were there for 5 years?
Almost. I think I was coming up like 4 and a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously that skill set and everything you've just now started to...
It's incomparable to anything you could get at uni.
Yeah.
Like just like being behind the scenes of contacting like suppliers or...
This is where we're going wrong, Johnny. This is what we need. We need a PR manager.
Because she did everything. Like,
yeah, you're no good at your job.
No, you're killing me.
I'm not saying that. It's like that's how we get to the next step. We need a PR manager. You want a new job?
Strong subtext. It's all good. He's a dog. It's all right. I'll back you up.
Yeah, because there needs to be somebody who does all the organizational stuff while the faces just show up and do the face stuff.
Yeah, the talent.
The talent.
The talent does what the talent does.
Yeah.
So you, I'm assuming, just took what you learned through that 5-year, almost like apprenticeship, obviously working, and then you're now applying it to what you're doing for yourself and your own brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And that's why you're so successful with it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Absolutely. You're crushing it. You're crushing it.
But so I noticed some of the boys out there on the gym floor, because like my little cubicle was here and there was these windows that were no bigger than this, and I'd peer out and I'd see Nathan, I'd see Liam, my old coach, just like doing squats, doing deadlifts, and I wasn't doing any of that. And I was like, that looks really fun. But I was pulling back. I pulled back for probably 2 years because I was worried about how my body would change. So kind of a backwards mindset, just really nervous about that. Yep. And eventually it was just like, even with that in the back of my mind, I just wanted to try it so bad. I was like, it's worth it anyway. It just looks like too much fun. Yep. And then I started doing it.
Yeah, chasing performance in the gym. It definitely changes, it changes everything, I think. Like just coming out of that like fragility mindset of like, I'm in here to lose weight, or I'm in here to try to be smaller or whatever. Yeah. And it just flips. And like you see with clients all the time, it's just such a, it's just way better.
Liberating.
Yeah.
It's
very liberating.
As a little myth buster, because I've had clients ask me before, the deadlifts and squats, did you feel like the fears that you had around what it's going to do to your body?
Yeah. Dissipate. Yeah. You're always going to look like yourself. You know, you can't really change your skeleton.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, sports will change it to a degree, but no, it doesn't. Yeah. Doesn't slip my mind.
Yeah, the classic. I think we had that conversation with Hattie Boyd about like the blocky waist myth. Yeah.
Just lose any taper whatsoever. It's
just
done.
So then obviously you're looking out the window, you started to see this powerlifting, you're like, I want to get involved with that. You just jump in. Are you in a comp straight away, or you just added it to your training?
Did my first comp under PA, like back in the day.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Had the best day ever, and then took that break to prep for that bodybuilding comp. And that was enough for me to really like solidify in my head that powerlifting was for me, because I took a step back.
Yep.
And was like, nope, I miss it. And so after that, I've competed probably 3 more times.
Yep. Are you looking to get jacked and get strong with your training? Maybe you're not following a program currently, but you're looking for more direction and more structure with how you're moving forward with your training in the gym. If you're looking to take that next step, you should try Strength Culture's training app. It's the first link down below, and with the code MONTH1, you'll save 50% or $30 off your first month of programming on the app. Alongside this, you'll also get a bunch of educational content to make sure you're moving efficiently towards your goals. Again, first link down below, month 1 for 50% off your first month. I know you've got a small injury.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Nothing crazy. Just go to rehab it and stick that out until it's about maybe like a 2 out of 10 pain or whatever my physio guy says. Yep. Then I can start prepping again.
And then get back into the prep and hopefully end of the year or something. Yeah. What is the plan for this zero? What is it called?
The Zero Pro.
Yeah.
I don't know too much
Obviously
about it.
Probably a better conversation for Thomas, but yeah, you don't know.
I know it's in Brisbane. I know it's like at I want to say like a convention center type deal, or like at a school maybe. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm probably saying the complete wrong. He's gonna be like, what?
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. We'll ask Thomas. We'll get tune in next week to speak to Thomas about the APL Pro. Yeah. Because I have seen sort of what's going on there, and I don't know. So yeah, that would actually be a really good conversation.
Yes.
All right. So then you've started powerlifting. You get your first couple of comps. You say no to bodybuilding, and now you're just rolling through. You're building training up, and you're starting to build your business. I'm assuming you're out. Obviously, you're outside of your sort of contractual.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to.
I had to give it like 6 months or whatever, and that happened to coincide with the first lockdown. Was that March 2020?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was around then, I mean, maybe a couple months after that, I was contractually okay to start promoting myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, lost 2 jobs in one day. I can technically post what I want. I've got a lot of spare time. Maybe I should just do my set 3 and 4 and see what happens. Yeah. And then it all happened like within a very short time.
So you've only been rolling as like a PT coach for like
less than 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
Thanks.
Actually crushing it. Well done. And Thomas downstairs said you've got a new business.
Oh, Thomas, Lily, we're about to launch. Where is it? We're about to launch a small business called Orbi, and it is a silicone ring that is ideal for people who train, right? Because I always wear rings on my fingers, but I mean, it's not just exclusive to that. Like you could be someone who handles like delicate equipment. Who else might need it? My brother, he's a videographer, and he mentioned to me, I handle cameras and stuff, and like people who wear rings would love to wear it. But it's just to protect your jewelry, and then I guess protect, like I'll be able to wear it, and not have to take it off.
Yeah,
and
so it
stuff.
sort of covers the ring, because obviously if you've got the ring and the barbell pushes into it.
And then you can see it on the other side as well, so you can still have a nice look of the ring at the front.
Nice.
Yep,
Is this like an exclusive?
An
Is this the first time you've spoken about this?
Yeah, I've been vague. Like I've said, like
We got an exclusive.
Shit.
We got an exclusive.
My
Yes.
Lord.
That's mad. So how long has that been rolling for?
I started getting samples. When did I register the name? It's been a while.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. Like for example, just with the mailers to get to Australia, mailers are like, they're nothing. They're like 3 cents a piece.
You're talking about the bag that you post.
Yeah. But they take up so much space because of the bubble wrapping and stuff that the box ended up being this
Because
big.
you're paying for the size of the shipment. Yeah.
So the shipping would have cost the same as if I had just gotten them done here. So we've been able to time it or like tee it up with a shipment that's coming from the Zero equipment.
Yep.
And I've just been like, hey, can I get my box? And I just chucked into that shipment, and it's come by boat and took like a couple months. That's the last thing I've been waiting on, and it came here like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So we're almost.
So
there.
when's the launch?
Oh, I'm gonna
don't wanna
say.
say?
I'm
No,
gonna.
you don't
No,
have to.
I'm gonna say soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Soon.
that's fine.
That's it.
That's interesting. Has the skill set that you've learned from like your marketing PR background sort of helped with
100%.
Yeah?
Like the contact that I've had with like app developers and product development companies and then the online stuff too, and then working in e-commerce when it was a product and not me, like that's information that's very, very useful and valuable for me in Orbi, which I haven't done in a while, right? Like I was doing marketing for so long and it suddenly shifted to me selling myself, which I find easier. I find selling product hard. And so that's why I feel a bit out of my depth and scared, but I'm really excited at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a completely, like the idea of like you're selling yourself but then, because I feel like we're also going through this with the apparel and stuff. It's like we almost have to build out this whole new strategy for what we're trying to do, because we're trying to remove our faces from that brand, I guess, as much as possible.
Well, you don't want people just to be buying it because you guys own the label, right? Like you want people who have never heard of Melbourne Strength Culture to also buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
so
assuming.
like it's an active decision that we're doing. Like our first photo shoot was like, we don't want to be in it. Like, we got a few photos. Like Donnie was just with the camera and taking some stuff, but like we want the website, like even with that, because it's completely almost not attached to what you're.
That's what I find so exciting about it. Yeah. Not that I resent the fact that like most of the coaching is like me, but I find that very exciting.
Yeah. What challenges have you hit so far? Other than the distribution.
If I'm honest, like just simple stuff like knowing who my audience is going to be, and like pricing, just the logistical stuff that it's been so long since I've priced like a product. In terms of like contact with suppliers and manufacturers, that's been really straightforward. Like people over in China, they are killing it. Like I was wondering why their English was so good. And then I think my friend put me onto the fact that they have just awesome translation apps. I was like, how is your English so perfect? But yeah, it's just the translation.
All AI.
Yeah.
It's ChatGPT.
Yeah. That stuff's very straightforward.
They've got it.
Yeah. How do you price a product?
I'll tell you when
What's your margin? What's your margin?
Yeah, we're big on margins.
What are the
here on
factors
the
that you
podcast.
take into
Okay, so
account?
I do what I like to call like little focus groups. I do have access to a lot of women who I guess would be my target
Audience,
market.
yeah.
So I just like ask them real casual, like, well, how much would you pay for this? What are you drawn to? What do you look for in this? Like, do you prefer, say, shipping included in like the overall cost, or do you prefer it to be added later? Just like little things like that, and I compile that list, and it helps me paint a bit of a picture. That's like where I get started from, I'd say. And then obviously you have to also take into consideration the cost of the product itself, but it's a very it's not a super expensive product to manufacture, but all of the little things on top of it, like the mailer and then the bag that it is encased in, because it comes with a second little silicone bag. Things like that as well.
Yeah, the user experience of what they actually get in there. Yeah,
it'd be pretty.
Yeah, it's all those little things that we've been playing around with. Yeah,
Some say the devil's in the details.
Have you had to employ people like external to help you with stuff? Like I don't know, branding?
Yeah,
or
so we went through a full rebranding process, which probably took,
It was fun.
felt like 3 years, but maybe like, 4 months?
It wasn't that long. Yeah, it was a few
3-4 months.
But it was a really fun process.
Yeah, so we got like a new logo sort of design and sort of like, what was the package called? Like color palettes and different like fonts and all this sort of stuff. Yeah.
Watching that logo or this logo come together was cool because we ultimately had a lot of input into it because
which lots of people don't have as much input when you're going to somewhere that comes from like templates and stuff. Like you're starting from scratch, really.
It's cool because he brought like a few things. He goes, "What do you think of these?" And we're like, "Oh, we like those two." And then he goes away, works on it. Next time, what do you think
is this the designer?
It was almost it was a full brand repackage. He like we discussed sort of like why we wanted to pull like Melbourne away from the brand. So now it's just that direction stuff is going to just become strength culture. The gym's still Melbourne strength culture, but like some of that discussion, like colorways, all that discussion, the fonts, the like all of that was all part of like the rebranding process.
Removing Melbourne was like a deliberate decision for exactly what you said before about we want people to buy it that aren't typically necessarily associated with us or the gym. Yeah. And they just see it as a cool brand.
Yeah.
And they're into strength and whatever. And
someone in bloody Europe wants to wear our stuff because they like it. Like that was the plan. So
have you guys sorted out like shipping and all of that stuff?
Yep. Yeah. So we're launching in about 2 weeks. So we're pretty much already like there was definitely like a lot of hurdles. Like all that stuff just took way longer than we thought. It'd be interesting. When did you start developing this?
This guy's got ants in his pants. That's why.
Yeah.
This guy.
He's ready.
I want it now.
I was just laughing. I remember we wanted to launch it in.
We wanted to launch in December.
It's March and we still haven't done it.
We've been optimistic. We'll be like, we'll do it in December, as in last year. Yeah. It's just it hasn't worked out that way. Yeah. But sorry.
That's right.
I think that the first time I ever even thought about it was my best friend Gam was complaining about the fact that she had to always take off her engagement ring. So it was there was a brand that did it specifically catered to people who are engaged, right? I don't understand that market at all.
Just engaged.
Just
people.
engaged.
As soon as you're married,
yeah.
Are you saying you don't understand it because it's like you're just putting it to that one specific group, but there's all these other people that wear jewelry that you're kind of neglecting. Yeah.
And this brand here, I guess their main audience was people who are engaged. Like the website, if you look up, it's like there's a wedding ring and like there's like, I don't know, some kind of veil. But I ordered one ages ago. I can't really remember the name of the brand, but it took forever to get here. It was super expensive, at least in my opinion. I just thought, this thing is awesome, but that was really hard to get a hold of, like this thing. And I was like, maybe I'll just try and reach out to a supplier and just see if I can get something made. And I really didn't think much of it. I didn't think anything was going to happen because I've done little things like that in the past where I've trialed products that I thought might be worth like investing in or actioning. But this one's just kind of come a bit more to life, I suppose.
I've got a market that maybe you haven't thought about here. I'm going to pitch a business idea and maybe I could come in as a shareholder. But tradies, have you ever... So this is actually one of my best mates just got married and he's now got the gold ring. Yeah. And he's purposely bought it's got a certain shape on it so that a tool won't grab it. Because have you heard of what degloving is?
No.
So degloving is where... You've got a ring.
It's happened to someone I know.
Yeah, you've got a ring on your finger and it gets caught on something and it rips all of the skin off your finger. And you've got a finger of like flesh and bone, but the skin's gone. Probably not where you wanted. This is an interesting pitch. I'm coming back to it though.
Okay, yeah.
I think we need to think about the tradies and we need to cover their rings.
So I reckon on your website, instead of the engagement ring, what you should have is a finger exposed, flesh and bones. Hey, circle and a cross through it that you don't want this. Buy my product.
Buy this ASAP.
Easy.
I like it.
And then next to it, you can have the person training.
Oh, we can just do split testing, like 2 websites, right?
Split testing, A/B testing.
Yeah, you need 2 websites. Here's another one that you can have for free. You appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one. Other one for you, Jamie, you can't rush perfection.
Yeah, you've got the impatient.
Yeah.
They're good qualities so you can look at they're good qualities because they make you do shit.
Urgency
is good, but then sometimes just.
Oh look, if it was me left to do it, it'd be done in September.
If it was me and you,
the
apparel would be coming out in 2032.
It would be the slowest process.
But
that's all right.
Yeah, the degloving thing it's a proper thing. It's an actual Charlie's uncle. Having your uncle or something?
No, not my uncle. It was Deuce's. This is Greek godbrother. Deuce's godbrother. We were talking about that word the other day. He had his ring on, and he's a soccer coach. And one of the balls went over a fence. He jumped over the fence, and like the spikes on fences,
like
it got
the barbed
caught.
stuff.
And when it just same thing, rips off, and they had to amputate his finger.
No.
Yeah.
There's another pain point you could use for your marketing. You don't want no amputation.
I've never heard of degloving
Holy
before.
crap.
Get this,
Never
when
heard
your
of it.
finger by my product. I heard that in marketing, threats work really well.
Yeah.
So fear tactics, all that stuff. You
Does.
need me, otherwise.
I think you should be a little bit more subtle about it, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a nice market there, But I think because people leave their rings here all the time because they take them off. They don't want to lift with them.
No.
They scratch them up or
That's
it pinches into their skin. So it's
and then
definitely
we take the rings and melt them down.
And sell them.
What ring? Did you check
what
the
ring?
recipe?
Yeah, exactly. What ring?
No one left any rings.
That's
here.
interesting though. That's I think that's a really cool. So you said you've had other product ideas. What else have you sort of explored?
do I want to have a tangible book instead of a recipe book? Or there was a period, I didn't have a specific product in mind, but there was this one year where it was real big to get these like on the go
Power balance bracelets?
No,
you remember those?
like your little hair wispies. I do. Where if you've got like flyaways, people just like whip it out and be like, this. And makeup as well, because I'm really into makeup. Just little things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
all of those things could pick up, but this is the one that's just kind of.
This is the one that sort of you
piqued
feel
my
has.
interest.
Nice. And so you've got a recipe book as well.
I do. I have a.
Is that an ebook?
It's an ebook.
Yeah.
Got to make that hardcover.
Got to make it hardcover.
A proper book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we don't mess with paperbacks.
Yeah.
When I did work at the gym back then, and there was like 6 books on rotation, and you have to like personally pack it and send it, it really distribution.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different. There's a big difference between having the online versus the physical book.
Yeah, absolutely. PDF is quite easy. I've just got. I don't know.
Do you have another idea for me?
I do have another idea for you. So my mum
This is
just got a
Shark
recipe.
Tank.
I actually want my mum to make a recipe book.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing cook. Maybe can you be PR for my mum? So she's an amazing cook, but she got this recipe book and there's a QR code.
Yeah.
And then it shows the person cooking the recipe and you can follow along.
That's cool.
I think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
And
I reckon Loris would be great.
Imagine my mum cooking a bolognese. Here, this is the bolognese. But I feel like this is the hidden.
Did you hear about the guy whose book blew up because his daughter talked about it on TikTok? Like he'd been trying to get it off the floor for like years, and she just made one TikTok video about it. It went viral, and he's like top seller on Amazon.
Doesn't surprise me. TikTok's wild. From your experience coming through social media, marketing, PR, and all that, what's your view on TikTok?
I'm a lot more receptive to it now. Like I got it back again this year.
Yep.
I had it deleted for 3 years.
Yep.
I was probably being a bit closed-minded. I was like, you can't monetize it in Australia. I'll just put more of my eggs into Instagram. But I've got it now.
Yeah. Do you use it actively?
Post on it?
Yeah,
I do. I do. I try not to look at it too much. It freaks me out how well it knows me.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like the For You page is pretty accurate.
Yes, incredibly so.
Yeah, and it changes so quickly. Like even if you've got an interest like on that day, like all of a sudden within 20 minutes of scrolling, your For You page is completely
nuts. No. I think it's a good platform.
What's your strategy with TikTok? Are you trying to? Because I heard most people like they try to take their TikTok audience and push them over to Instagram and then sell them.
That's basically it. Because unless you've got like a good partnership with the brand on TikTok, I suppose it's paying you to create the content. You do want to push them towards Instagram or wherever else you're selling your product or your service.
Have you found any success in that? Like, have you found any strategies that I'm sort of asking?
It's probably too soon to say for me because I haven't had that long. But my good friend, my roommate Dana, she's massive on TikTok and she gets a lot of coaching inquiries through TikTok. Yeah. And I guess because a lot of the followers are based in the States, she's got a lot of international clients for it. So I can see the merit there.
Yeah. Do you ever think that TikTok will be deleted? Like there's this conspiracy that...
I don't even know if it's a conspiracy because I'm real into this one guy on YouTube and he talks about a lot of pop culture news And I wouldn't be surprised if one day we wake up and it's gone.
It's gone.
I honestly would not be surprised.
What's the channel?
Philip DeFranco.
And what are his points? Why is it
It wasn't a point. It was they were just going over bills over like privacy and social security and internet safety and stuff. Yep. And he was like, there's a chance that if like 43 of these bills don't go through perfectly, it might get
it doesn't pass like consumer.
Yeah.
Like
I'm butchering.
And I'm
it,
assuming I'm assuming that would be an American thing. And
is that because it's a Chinese app?
Yes. Yeah.
The privacy sort of stuff surrounding it and whatever else.
Didn't they ban it for a bit?
The theory was
Donald Trump said he was going to ban it. I think.
Said heaps.
Wasn't the theory that China made it to influence the election?
There's also the other theory
of just anything against China. It was just off it. That was his.
That's
how he says it, by the way.
No, I know.
It's the China virus.
Far out.
And then the other thing was apparently that the Chinese government restrict, especially like kids and how they can use it, compared to what the Western countries are just like, use it for whatever you want, and
they're trying to dumb us down.
They're trying to dumb us down or something. Right. I don't know.
I'll try to dumb myself.
Are you into conspiracies?
I don't think as much as you seem to be.
Yeah, no.
Maybe you. I think we conspiracy theorists deep down.
I think we want to explore topics of conspiracy.
No, for sure. I would like to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not into conspiracies at all.
I'll tell you what it is.
I was about to just as a joke, like, what are your thoughts on the let's leave it there.
Can you please bleep that out? That word.
It's just that the conspiracy, as you go down the spectrum towards the right, the end of them, they just get so far-fetched and stupid, and the people that believe in them just become dumber and dumber that you're just like, I don't want to associate with that.
They're hectic. They're actually unbelievable.
That's
just connect the dots. The dots.
Do your research.
Do your own research.
Do your own research. Read your own confirmation bias articles.
The ability of these dots to be connected is something to be like respected in itself. You know what I mean? I like the fact that you could connect that dot to that dot amongst this series of dots and this network of other dots is unbelievable. Man,
do your own research.
And the faith that they have in it as well.
The faith.
Oh, they'll die on those hills. They'll be slaughtered on those hills.
Yeah. Do your own research.
It's a comfort thing because there's fear and uncertainty.
Yeah.
So if you have been able to connect all these dots and sort it out, beautiful.
The ultimate truth is that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anxiety down,
suppressed,
and then you storm the Capitol.
So the ultimate truth is that life means nothing, and that there's no point to this. So conspiracy, so like for example, like with COVID-19, it's way easier to be, the government made it. Like it gives you, there's power or reassurance in knowing that someone did it. They're pulling the strings. When the reality is that no one's pulling the strings, and that's more scary than anything.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
There's because it's that very existential thing that this means nothing. There's no reason, and that anything could happen at any point.
Yeah.
You're a puppet, Charlie.
I'm a puppet. I haven't done my research. Do my research.
Do your research.
Took a sharp turn.
Flipping from the TikTok small. Have you explored any longer content form like
YouTube? You mean?
Or podcasts for yourself or anything like that?
Podcast for myself, I haven't considered it. YouTube, I was on the bandwagon for a year back in the day when my brother, before he moved to Brisbane, he was real accessible. Yep. And he was editing it for me, creating really awesome content for me. But no, I honestly, Instagram is pretty much where I spend all my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely humming. You just crossed 100K. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What's the growth of your Instagram? Like when you started out, how many followers did you have? And at what rate has it?
Yeah, what was it? Post
because Buzz and I are struggling.
So that year, 2020, I probably had like 6,000 maybe.
Yep.
Wow.
And then by the following March, I remember I hit 30K because Gam got me like a cookie cake and it was like happy 30K Meg K. So I remember that. So that was March 2021.
So it was like a year later.
Yeah. And then it's
30 in a year.
Yeah. And then I guess from there, I haven't really been monitoring it, but 2023.
You're at 100 now.
Yeah.
You got any secrets for us? Buzz and I are struggling. We think it's more topless photos.
I can tell you what kind of accelerated me in the beginning, like when it took me from being like a little micro influencer to like 50, 60. I had a bunch of articles written by like Daily Mail and Next Shark, which is basically like the Asian Daily Mail, and that really put me on the board.
Oh, so you had like some external news.
Yeah,
quote
and
unquote.
I think it's a really big thing. I mean, it's not so easy to make that organically happen, obviously, because they reach out to you.
Yeah.
But I would say perhaps I stood out for some reason that made them think it was worth interviewing.
Yeah. What were the articles about?
Embracing, I guess. Well, I mean, you don't find, especially in Asian culture, women that are completely 100% on board with or comfortable with the idea of, having muscle or being bigger. Because in Asian culture, I don't know if you guys have been to like China or Japan, and most people are just petite, and that's the body shape that most women have over there. So that was a selling point.
There's like a cultural pressure to be of a smaller.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a pressure, if it's more that's what they find aesthetic
Attractive.
or find attractive.
Yeah. Crazy.
So I guess I'm a
So
bit
you're
against
sort of
the grain.
they were sort of like you're breaking the mold, so to speak.
So they highlighted that, and they also highlighted a lot about the performance stuff and how I wasn't really into dieting. Yeah, it was really nice. It was a positive spin on everything. So that helped me out quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then I suppose once I was actively able to, promote myself on Instagram, and I was hammering away. I was doing it like night and day for a year, talking to the camera like it was my best friend for a whole year. And that really, really helped with my growth. And I've kind of tapered off a little bit now. I'm a bit more relaxed because I'm also doing coaching full time. But that as well, just like a year of nonstop madness.
Yep. So you're pushing that like reels, stories.
Yes, talking on my stories. Like, when you see those, you hop into someone's thing and it's like,
just dot.
That was me every single day.
Oh, wow.
Just talking.
What were you talking about?
Nonsense.
What topics? Like you just life stuff
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's it.
Degloving fingers.
I guess things that are relevant to me, but also, on the other hand, resonate with the person on the receiving end. A lot about body image, a lot about like embracing, body change, dieting and stuff for bodybuilding, all of that.
Yeah. So just stuff that's internal to sort of like the target market and all of that sort of thing. Did it take you a while to get comfortable in front of like talking and...
I don't know if you can tell now, but I'm like feeling like a 6 out of 10.
No, you're absolutely. We've had people in that chair that are just like
crumbled.
Not crumbled. No, you're doing great. That's why I'm like long format podcast or something. I feel like you'd pop.
No, but I like you guys. I think if it was like people that I just met, it would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But no, it was very, very difficult. You'd be like, fuck, and then retake it.
Knowing the person makes a big difference.
100%, yeah.
Because
yeah,
because
I question, but
I mentor a lot of like younger coaches and people that are transitioning to online coaching and stuff. And they quite often ask like, oh, what are your tips to like get started with content creation or anything like that? And my thing is just, if you want to be an online coach, you got to show up.
You do
in the online space, whatever the platform is. It doesn't matter. You've got to be there every day, talking, saying whatever. So it's good to hear that someone that I would say is incredibly successful with it as well. It's like the same. It's the same journey.
Yeah, I think the one thing I've taken out of that is that more stories, talking.
Stories is where I put a lot of emphasis on. I just post on my feed just so that there's stuff there, because you don't want someone to go on your feed and be like, this person hasn't posted since like July 2022.
Yeah.
But stories is what like I like to gravitate
people interact
towards.
with, because that's probably something that haven't done a lot of. Because
I always see more interaction
with
stories for sure. Like it starts conversation.
It does,
and that's the biggest thing. Starts conversation. Someone feels like they can connect with you. Someone feels like they can resonate with you, and then they actually come in rather than a love heart. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really do too much.
You've inspired me.
Do it.
Love heart.
You've inspired me. Just like until the try next Sunday, just every day, just talk on the stories about something.
Yeah, today my day has been good.
Yeah, today I had a banana.
Bring back the daily vlogging.
If it wasn't for the podcast, I wouldn't really know how like your prep or running's been going.
Ooh, call out.
Oh, it's fair enough. I'm going to talk about my story. I'll talk about it on here. We talk about it here, but again,
hey, don't get defensive. It's all right.
I'm not getting defensive. I'm not getting, but no, it's true. That's probably the biggest thing, because we've been posting. Bulls and I are always talking about. But
we'll include some others in the chats, mate.
Got a bit of stories.
Why are you keeping secrets?
It's the government. They're trying to suppress ethnic people.
Ethnic triathletes.
Yeah, ethnic triathletes.
It's a big
Greek origin.
They don't want us to succeed.
They don't want us to succeed.
That's too funny. Yeah. No, I think you would crush a podcast. Honestly.
Like me being the host.
Yeah, like it's about like you're the
Damn.
main vessel of the podcast. I feel like you'd obviously you're doing so well in other spots. You don't. It's not like you need to do that. It's just like I think you would do really well.
Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe not. What about a food vlogging channel?
Yeah. I'm so into food. I tried. Like I posted a couple of foodie things and they didn't really take off. And I was like, oh.
Because you came on our Hectic Eats for the people that have been following us from 12 months ago. We did a Hectic Eats up at the what was it? O'Bagel?
O'Bagel.
I watched that the other day.
They were mad.
Did you?
All right.
No?
Yeah,
Changed.
right.
No.
I didn't say they were fantastic.
We should
I
do
said
a
what I
Hectic
said.
Eats.
on
You
the video.
mean the bagels?
Yeah. Like they were good. Like bagels are good, but I'm just not a huge bagel guy.
Yeah.
Like that's
We
all.
should do a Hectic Eats while they're down here. We didn't plan it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Next time. But what would you? Where would your spots be?
In Melbourne?
Nah, just
Oh.
anywhere.
I want to
Like
know where you're eating this week in Melbourne.
Okay. Well, tonight we're going to Grill Americano.
Yep.
I'm going to a restaurant on Saturday called Marameo. Marameo?
I've heard
What is
Grill
the
Americano.
what is the cuisine there?
Italian.
Oh no,
I
Grill
would.
Americano is Italian as well?
nah, it's steakhouse.
I think it's like an Italian-inspired steakhouse.
Grill
Okay,
Americano.
nice. I don't know. It's fancy. It's in the city.
In the city.
That's
Mara, how do you Mara?
Marameo. This was from recommendation of a client. I'm meeting a client.
Yep. Marameo.
Where else are we eating? There was a sandwich place, Nico's. I saved that, and I was like, I want to try that place.
I've seen Nico's. Looks
Have
good.
you been there?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay.
Heard good things though. I said I heard of it. It's
No,
all right.
it was just the way it was.
And you went to Hugo's Deli last time you were here.
Hector's,
Hector's, yeah.
Hector's.
Yeah,
Hugo's is the
I
other
don't
one.
like. Me and Thomas were talking about this the other day. Like, is a foodie somebody who actually has good, eloquent taste, or is a foodie someone who just likes to try places?
Passion about food, I think it is.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
passion. You don't even have to be able to
I
articulate your
can't
ideas.
cook, but I would
Foodie.
consider myself a
You
foodie.
appreciate food.
Yeah.
I think that because there's people out there that don't give a shit.
No, they eat to survive.
They would say, oh, whatever. Yeah. It tastes all right. Like, whereas I feel like, because I would say I'd lean more down the foodie. You'd be a foodie. I'm not sure. The pear and rocket salad.
Pear and rocket
Pear and rocket salad. We went to a steak restaurant.
Balsamic glaze.
The whole all this amazing food in front of us, and Jamie was obsessed with the pear and rocket salad.
Hyperfixation.
Nah, you appreciate food though.
Yeah, certain things.
Sort of
Good
ish.
steak, pizza.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like a non-foodie person would go to a nice restaurant and just be like, whatever.
Yes.
You
Whereas
got
for me,
tomato
like,
sauce?
elevates me.
You'd look at the menu, read the menu.
Oh, absolutely,
you'd, like, really taste the food.
When you're in the depths of your 1600 cut, you're going towards that body. What were the thoughts? I just want
I
to go
just
and
remember lying to myself a lot and being like, this tastes amazing. And it would be like those high fiber ice creams that are like half ice. And be like, this is so good. And then like now objectively I'm like, that was shit.
Do you remember what you broke the cutting phase with? Do you remember what it was?
Oh my gosh, I actually can't.
No?
I couldn't tell you. But I eat the same things all year round. It would have been like McDonald's, it would have been potato chips, something like that. There's a couple of local spots on the Gold Coast that we really love that I just would have gone to one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I do when I'm cutting? I get this real I like salty foods on my palate.
Okay, yeah.
So
On your palate.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, we're foodies here. Come on, let's just
soft palate.
cut the
my
shit.
palate. Developing my palate. Anchovies and feta.
Yuck.
Gross. I'm
Just, I
sorry.
don't know. And I
but
eat it little bit by bit because I'm so hungry and it's just like so nice. And that's salt.
have you had, dieting food for you, have you had cucumbers and tahini?
tahini?
No,
I haven't.
tahini.
Tahini.
Yeah. It's dehydrated chili and lime. It's like a Mexican spice thing and like maybe a bit of sugar. You just dip your cucumbers in it.
Yeah. And it's just because it's got some
Salty.
spice and flavour to
Yeah,
it.
it's delicious.
Mad.
Yeah, you should try it.
What is it? Dehydrated chili and lime.
Yep. And then probably a couple of other spices.
Yeah.
It's
Where
real
would
good.
you get? Is that from general supermarket?
I'm going to try find it for you.
Woolies or Coles or just
Nah,
gotta
you'd have to
specialty?
go maybe like a specialty store,
Tahini.
international store because I get it at the
Delicatessen.
candy store. Yep.
All right.
Have you got Harris Farm Market here?
No,
Or-
we don't.
Okay. Like
That's in
yeah,
Sydney. Yeah, I've been to it in Sydney. It's crazy.
a store like that would
Yeah.
have it.
We don't. There's some weird. Have you got it in Queensland? Harris Farm?
yeah,
So why do Queensland and New South Wales have it?
I don't know.
There's heaps more artisans there.
Well, we don't have artisans
No,
here.
we've got heaps more artisans here.
Oh, we've got
We're
more
hooligan
artisans
business.
here. We don't go big
Too
super.
mainstream, bro. It's a franchise. I'm sure it'd be like a one-off store.
Meg's like, shut up.
I'm sorry.
Artisan.
Artisan, man. I think you say like artisan bakery, artisan gelato.
I don't really know what that means. Like, is it just like more
If you're a
TLC?
real foodie, you would know what it means. I actually don't know what it means either. I assume it's like a specialty.
He doesn't know it.
Come on.
That was a smart ripping because we're the same.
Yeah.
Both don't know what it means. No, I assumed there was always like a specialty there, like a. That's
Like,
what I-
you mean like they have a specialty dish?
Can you
Or-
define it, lad?
Yeah, or it's like it's meant to be like, you know, if you're an artisan, but it's like they're a specialty bakery. Like they're not like a Brumbies or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
a franchise. I don't know. That's what I
Is
thought.
Donnie finding out for us?
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
find out for
Get
us.
definition word for word.
Artisan.
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 You're going to
sour-
see it everywhere now.
sourdough.
Next time you go for gelati, artisan gelati.
Yeah.
Work in a skilled trade, especially one that involves making things by hand.
Oh, handmade.
Handmade,
Okay.
a skilled hand
Yeah.
maker.
It should be handmade specialty bread.
Yeah, like a baker.
That would make sense.
Like a baker would be
Ice
like
cream.
it's not mass produced shit. Like this guy's like prepping a finite number
Yeah.
of loaves of cracked sourdough.
Like the
you know
ice
what I
cream
mean?
guy.
So it's artisanal.
But is Brumbies also not
sourdough.
handmade? Like, there's got to be someone to roll things out and put into
Yeah, but
the...
I think because
Yeah,
it's
but it's with
franchised.
less love.
yeah,
Like, you know
less
what I mean?
love.
There's
I
way
think
less.
less love.
Brumbies has no love. Baker's Delight, a little bit of love. Brumbies, no love.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. It's they're making it out of the back. They're literally making it out of the back.
Yeah.
It's
with the artisan bakeries,
Artisan.
they make it out the front.
no, artisans are making it out the back. Like Nonno's making it out the back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Nonno. They got the Italian recipe. That's anyway. Yeah, we'll move on. We've got it now. We know what artisan is.
Golly.
Yeah.
It's top shelf dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the remainder of this year, have you got any exciting things coming up? You said you're traveling.
We are.
Where are you off to?
We are off to Europa in May.
Yep.
For
soon.
Soon, like 3-4 weeks, and just doing a couple of spots. I've never been to Europe, so I'm very much looking forward to that.
Have you eyed off any eateries that you're going to hit up?
There is this one place in Turkey. It's called Sebastian Cheesecake, and it just looks like awesome cheesecakes.
Yep.
I'm excited for that one.
Are you going to Turkey? You're
Yeah.
obviously going.
First stop is
I thought Turkey was.
It's in
No,
Europe.
no. I
Yeah.
thought it was. There was something.
Yeah.
It's always
Wars.
something.
I think it depends on what area you're
Oh,
going
really?
to,
Yeah.
because I was like on the fence about whether or not we should go at this time of year. But we're going to go to Turkey first, and then hit up Italy, Greece, I think, and Spain. That's where we end up. Mallorca. Is that how
Oh,
you pronounce
nice.
it?
Palma de Mallorca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Gonna
there.
go there. Remainder of the year.
Where in Greece are you going?
Greece, I don't know, but if you guys have suggestions, I would love.
How much time you got?
Oh, we got plenty.
Cancel the trip. Just go to
plenty.
I'm not
Yeah. I was going to say, if you weren't going to Greece, don't worry about the trip.
really.
So you
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
planned
don't
within the countries?
No,
where you're
not at
going?
all.
Right.
We haven't even cooked.
Do you know how
booked
much
our-
time you're going to allocate to each
I
country?
do
Let's
have a
plan
rough
your trip.
idea.
So Greece, how much time have you got there?
I believe it was like 4 or 5 days.
That's it?
You probably need a triple.
Well,
that.
like we don't have
Quadruple.
we don't have forever.
I reckon cancel Turkey, Italy,
Are you
Spain,
joking?
Wales, Greece.
Look,
Well, it depends what. Yeah.
we're not really party animals. I want to go to a quiet island.
Oh,
or-
no. There's
There's
plenty
of that.
There's
Yeah.
plenty
Plenty of that. No, it's
Okay.
just
The
4
ones I
or
was
5
going to
days is
recommend
not
to you
long.
guys, bloody beautiful, this one.
I'll write them
Okay.
down. Yes.
The left side.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, go to Lefkada.
Left cutter.
Yeah.
Not that I've been there.
Zach
but
Frost.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's on my to-do list.
All right.
Man, Greece is a big place. Big place.
There's a few islands.
A lot of
It's not
history.
just,
A few
it's not
islands.
just Mykonos, mate.
There's a
All
few
right?
islands.
It's not just, what's the other one? What's the other
Eos.
shit one? Eos.
EOS.
Yeah, garbage.
Dan Sterling actually had a
It's
go
not
at us the
Greece.
other day.
Why?
He said that us Greeks are unoriginal and we just want to go back to Greece every year.
Go back to the home.
So we're from the best country on earth, you know.
Have you ever travelled to America?
Can't be
Twice.
perfection.
What are your thoughts on the food in America?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah?
But I just love all food.
Yeah.
It's really easy to please me. So
Yeah.
you're probably asking the wrong person.
So you'll appreciate food from like a burger and chips all the way through to fine dining.
Yeah.
That's a true foodie.
I also promised myself this year moving forward that I'd try more stuff that kind of makes me turn my nose up. You know, like just
Like-
interesting foods.
I tried chicken liver
Oh,
recently.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jason was cooking it and I was like, I'll try it. Him and Deuce were
Oh,
eating
so not
it.
like in a pate, but just like straight chicken
Straight
liver?
chicken liver just
Yeah.
on the barbecue. And I was saying, I was like, just try stuff.
We tried fish jizz in Japan.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What is fish cheese?
It's not.
It's exactly what I
Semen.
Yeah.
You had fish semen.
Yes.
Isn't it fish eggs?
How do they
Caviar?
harvest fish semen?
It was in a sack.
Of course it was.
But I didn't know that's what it was. Like, he served it up to us, and I was like, "What's this?" And he told us, and it was like one of those teppanyaki style things where the chef's like just staring at you, watching you, and wanting to see your reactions. So I was like, "Okay." And Thomas has it first, and I was like, "How is it?" And he looked, it looked honest to God like he was enjoying it. So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try it."
Wait, Thomas?
Yeah, this is in Japan, and then I put it in my mouth, and I was like, "Okay."
So did it taste bad? Because I've got this,
Was it salty?
I've got this thing where, like, with food like that, if you tried it without knowing what it was, you could just
It'd be different.
yeah, you'd be more open to it. As soon as you know it's fish juice, you're like your nose.
I
You're
heard
like
that and I had a physical response.
Yeah.
I was like, that is.
like yeah.
I guess that played a role, but I not long after, like a month after, tried my first oyster.
Yep.
And it was worse than the oyster. I don't really like oysters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them.
You do?
Yeah.
I've
Maybe
watched Charlie
you might
eat
like
So you would love
oysters
fish
once.
Yeah.
50. I think 50.
50 in a Bali or you can
50
eat
I
resort.
can't remember if it was 50 or 100. No, I could have gone to 100. Yeah. 50.
Maybe next time you're in Japan, you
Bali.
can
Yeah.
order yourself.
So I want to come back to the fish jids for a second. When you're sitting at the teppanyaki, he's
wondering
just
how
delivered
it's
you 2 sacks of
Yep.
a fluid.
We got like a smorgasbord of things because
Yeah.
it was before the main meal. So there was like a
Entree.
little soup, some prosciutto, like some leaves, and on the very corner in this little thing. And they had like a little bowl built into it, like it was made for that.
Yeah.
And it was just in the corner there waiting for us.
Little biscuit.
Yeah.
just good.
It is a delicacy over there. Like I know that,
Yeah.
but yeah, probably not
Fish
again.
to nose to tail eating.
What other little things have you been exploring?
Well, that's the thing. I am not super exploring when it comes to food, so that's why I wanted to make an effort to this year. Like the oyster was a big deal for me. It's taken a while for me to get around that. But my brother, growing up, he was real open to eating whatever. Like he'd eat duck tongue and chicken feet and stuff.
Really?
And he's younger than me as well, so might just be a confidence.
Was
thing.
your family? Did they prepare many like exotic style of?
Sort of,
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think like typical Japanese Chinese food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't think I've had anything recently where I'm. Oysters I never used to be a fan of, but I've definitely started to get into them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oysters. The thing with oysters is if they're bad, they're bad.
Yeah.
You got that fishy, like the cheap. You got to get nice oysters
nice
from a
ones.
nice place.
Do you chew them?
Bit of both.
One or two
Yeah,
little
one or two.
on the
Break
way
it
down.
up.
Just
Little
need it
burst.
with lemon. Lemon.
Yeah.
That needs lemon or Kilpatrick.
Yeah.
I can't have them super fresh. Like if it's just fresh, there,
Yeah, okay.
no good for me.
I love fresh. I love them all.
How was the chicken liver?
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine.
Did you feel like Liver King's onto something?
Nah,
No,
nah.
no.
I think we already know what Liver King is
What he's onto?
what he's on to. Testosterone. Nah, it was nice though. It wasn't bad. I think again, I honestly think the more you expect, your palate adapts and it
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's it. I told
Yeah.
myself like all through teenagehood, I don't like bananas. I eat them now. So
Because
yeah.
I
That's
find
a hard no
the
for me.
idea of flavour.
bananas.
Oh, I can't. I get
Yeah.
spewy.
Really?
With bananas.
Yeah, consistency.
Deuces like that
smell,
too.
taste, absolutely everything.
Deuces like
I
that.
hate them. Yeah.
I don't really like the typical Coles banana like Cavendish or whatever, but Ladyfinger I enjoy.
Ladyfinger.
Yeah.
Artisanal.
Yeah. Artisan bananas.
Yeah, top shelf ones.
Yeah, Deuce.
They're at the back. They're at the back.
Yeah,
I'm ordering the bananas from the front. I gotta
She
get
hates them as well.
That's it.
Bananas.
Do you like the flavour of banana, like a banana milkshake? Could you drink
Nah,
that?
I hate the flavouring. I hate banana paddle pops.
Yeah,
Anything to do
gross.
with banana, I'm
Not a banana guy.
Yeah. I did find when I went to Greece when I was 16, the motherland. When I was 16, I was very fussy. I was a fussy eater growing up, but out of embarrassment, I'm like, I need to try everything.
Yeah.
Like you can't. There's people like my family, they put on this smorgasbord for you. First time I've met them, I'm like, I should probably eat this and
Yeah.
just shut my mouth and just slow. But I swear to God, after that, you just I don't know.
Have you eaten?
Expands the palate expands.
Yeah,
It does.
Diversifies
Yeah.
portfolio. Have
Yeah.
you eaten
Stocks are
like
rising.
in Greece they've got like the marinated little octopuses, but it's the
Yep.
whole octopus.
The
Have you-
little baby one?
Yeah, have you?
No.
You haven't eaten those?
No.
So you got to eat those when you go
Is
to
more of
Greece.
your aversion around seafood?
Probably. It's sounding like it, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I eat seafood. I haven't tried the baby octopus, but
Yeah.
I'm going to make a point of trying it.
mad. It's mad.
It's so good.
Bit char
Yeah.
grilled lemon. Oh,
Yeah, char
Yeah.
grilled.
crazy.
I think I've got a little bit of that phobia where you're afraid of circles. You know, those like...
Oh.
And so when I see the octopus, like little suction cups...
Tryptophobia?
Yeah.
Tryptophobia? little dots
You're
and
afraid
like
of
Yeah.
circles.
Yeah, so that could be why, because like the little tentacles have all the things.
The circles.
And
that
also,
would 100% make sense. Yeah.
but also it's like like you eat it all in one go. It's gone.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
it's not like a
gone.
cut of meat. It's like it's the
But
whole
yeah,
thing.
a few of them.
Oh god.
Like
Kill a whole
plate.
family.
Yeah, that's like-
a whole plate.
Yeah.
Calamari. Do you like calamari?
yes.
Calamari,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to the touring food review. I think you need to have a little
Venture down that way.
on your stories when you're traveling, just
Yeah.
like
You should bring CJ. Just CJ down, he'll document the whole thing.
Yeah.
he'd make a mad edit of you eating fish jizz or something.
Yes.
Yeah, from the local artisans.
cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't pay me. I'm sorry.
I think
You couldn't pay me.
I wouldn't do it.
You don't?
I'm just like, yeah.
That's fair enough.
We're talking about this, open to eat. Fish
Nah,
cheese.
I don't know.
Maybe in the moment, I don't know. A few beers.
A few
Stay
beers.
You-
I'd need a few
A
beers.
few beers.
You've met Charlie a couple times now. How do you reckon he'd go on Survivor? Just with this conversation now.
You gotta know have context of
No, we don't need context. How do you reckon Charlie would go on Survivor?
I think he would kill it. He'd be like that masculine big dude that people trust.
They trust him.
Trust, yeah. So, because I'm a Survivor fan, so I watch and I like the gameplay, and so that's where.
Yeah. As long as my blood
'Cause
sugar
Jason-
stabilizes, I'll be fine.
It will stabilize. I told you because I won't eat. Jason was like, he thought it was like that that new show where you got to be out in the wild. Like, I'm like, it's not that.
Do you reckon you'd be able to like eat
Fish
some
cheese.
terrible food like as a challenge?
It's not, they don't do that.
They don't do that anymore.
That's my fear factor.
Do they do the spiders and
factor.
stuff? Or is that
They don't really do. It's all
No.
endurance and
Okay.
like performance challenges that they do. Like stand on this stick for as long as you can, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
you just got to reply?
Yeah.
yeah,
What's stopping you?
absolutely.
Yeah.
My subconscious
Yeah.
stopping.
Maybe I should break your
to
ankle.
break my ankle.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Nice.
Donnie, let's do the review.
I think we're gonna leave this here. Where can people find you on
You can
Instagram and everything else?
Follow me on Instagram, MEGKAE. That's Meg K. Or go ahead and follow Orby_Australia if you want to get one of these bad boys.
So that's up and running already as well. So check that out. Also, the links will be down below. Just first and second link in the description where you can follow along. But thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having
We
me.
appreciated it, and good luck with the team at ProRaw. Obviously, just
Yes,
being around it, and your holiday as well.
Thank you so much.
Ciao. Thank you for listening to the complete episode of Strength Cultures Podcast. You are part of the clique here, and we appreciate you. Producing this content is not cheap or easy, so we would really appreciate it if you could help us grow and expand our ears and eyes on the show by sharing the podcast, whether that be publicly on social media or privately to somebody who you think might get value from this specific episode. There's also a couple of other easy ways in which you can help support us. You can follow either your favorite coaches or all of us on social media, or you can simply just give us 5 stars or subscribe to the channel on YouTube. 5 stars on Spotify goes a long way. We're hunting that next milestone, and hitting that will really make us feel better about ourselves, if you know what I mean. So again, I just want to say thank you for checking in and thank you for supporting the show. We really do appreciate it.